so much for agreeing to chat to me today. It's an absolute honour having you both on the show, and I want to say congratulations on such an amazing and an important film as well.
Recording in progress.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to be here. It's great to be here in Australia, and come over here to share the movie and the story.
Kia ora.
So, guys, I hear that you've had a pretty rough last few days coming into Australia from, I believe, Busan and New Zealand as well. So, tell us a little bit about the journey with this film over the last couple of months in particular.
Yep. 4 weeks ago, we were in Toronto, and yesterday morning I woke up on the beach in Busan, overlooking the beach. It wasn't a drunk night out. The hotel was positioned over the beach. But I knew I had to get on the bus, because bringing this story to not just the expats and our family and relations over here, but sharing this story from New Zealand with Australia is an important move in terms of the Muru life cycle. A lot of people over in Busan felt a little embarrassed that they didn't know about this story. I said, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. There's a lot of New Zealanders who don't know about this story. So it's a joy to be here, especially with Papa Tame. This comes from a personal place, and it's all about the relationships deep inside the valley. The Valley of Tūhoi being a place that still to this day a lot of New Zealanders know about but have yet to enter. And the thing about the special valley in Tūhoi is that it's always open to everybody. So there's a lot of beautiful people in here, and we managed to shoot this big, huge, epic, tiny film in Tame's backyard.
Yeah, and also for me too is my partner from here, my children from here, from this part of the world, and we have a long relationship with Australia, 200 years of it, and I think we can bring some of those our story, and we share it here in Australia, and in the different layers, and also I have spent a few years coming in and out of Australia over the years to support the Indigenous struggle for Aboriginal people, and sharing those same experience that our brothers and sisters in this part of the world, we can bring some of those conversations and have a cordial.
Definitely. Now, I was going to say, I'm one of those people that was embarrassed that I did not know that this event occurred, and I was working in breakfast radio at that time here in Australia, and it was something that didn't make our newsroom, and that's something that I was deeply embarrassed about when I was watching this film. You mentioned that that's happened in a few places that you've been. Is that why this film is so important to get out there, so that people do actually learn what happened?
Absolutely. But it's also to extend and broaden, for the people back home in New Zealand who did know about it, they only ever knew about the headlines. And so this was a real opportunity to demask the headline and take everybody inside Tame's true personality, but also into the valley where these events occurred, but also into the decision making behind it, but not to overpower the human story within it. So it is a big reveal moment for everyone, but that's always the role of the storyteller and the filmmaker. That's always the opportunity, is to artistically bring to new life and understanding, and hopefully wrap it up in an entertaining and deeply resonating film as well. But I hope no one feels embarrassed. I hope everyone just sort of comes on the journey. We're driving a big bus deep inside this valley.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that conversation. People apologizing. I'm sorry. It's just happening back in Aotearoa, New Zealand. And on a daily basis, I'm on the street, and immediately they'll recognize me and they say, "I am sorry, Tame Iti." But I think more important that I never really had this sort of type of experience over the years, where people are now talking on the streets and sharing their thought, what they have, what they view, what they see in the film. All ages. I'm talking about, elderly people, Pakeha elderly people. They're coming out there. The people don't normally talk to me, and they have seen the film, and it just hit them hard.
Yeah.
Kind of hit them hard. They didn't know what to say. They look at me. People actually come and reach out to me and cry in front of me, and I had to hug a stranger, somebody I don't know. But I give them a hug and give them a pad, it's like that. So the street is talking about this, Muru.
Yeah, that's why we're here in Australia, to give out a lot of hugs.
Yeah.
Hug everybody. But I think it's a good healing process for everybody, Jonah.
Yeah.
And I think it about their thought, their heart, their soul. I didn't know that happens, and here we are, people are quite shocked about it. Well, either angry about it, but hey, we're here to have a conversation with people about that.
Yeah. Kia ora, Tommy.
So, guys, going right back to the start, where did the journey with this film start for both of you?
Oh.
I think Tearepa came. I know Tearepa over a long period of time with his dad and everybody, but and I had a lot of conversation with people. I had this conversation with Tearepa over a long period of time.
We've had a lot of cups of tea.
Yeah.
Probably 3 years of cups of tea.
Something like that.
But my father and Tame were family friends. My father-in-law and Tame are family friends. I knew there was always more than the headline going on, but this type of story needed time to not wash away the pain, but time for us to get a new perspective and understanding on which to pitch a film, and position a story that could not speak to just one raid on the 15th of October, but in regards to our New Zealand government and their course of action to Tuhoi, to speak to two raids. So artistically and also the cinematic potential of it it took time to give it this body of understanding and this sort of layered approach to the story. So it was a good 2.5 years of cups of tea, probably since 2018. And then my wife and I, we pitched it in Cairn and it got picked up there, came back to tell Tommy the good news. And Cliff Curtis came on board very early, so we had lots of cups of tea with him as well. And between Cliff, Tame and ourselves, my wife and I, we were able to build and deliver.
And the worst part of the article, we're going through the characters, and we go, who's going to play this part? And then, of course, when they came out to me and I said, who's going to play me? And he kind of looked at me to the right there and stared his eyes at me, who else?
That's right.
Yeah. You're not serious, aren't you? Yeah. So, kind of gave me an anxiety there for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to ask, Tame, what was it like when you realised that you were going to play yourself? Was it something you were excited about, or were you anxious?
It was quite late in the piece, and I made him an offer he couldn't refuse because it was too late to pull out.
But that's another story. Yeah. But I think I did okay. I was really happy to be able to perform in a way, and to find
the true story is I brought the best actors in New Zealand we could to support you, and they all wanted to be involved because they all wanted to commit to supporting you.
Yeah, sure.
So everybody was there.
Yeah, good.
To ride the comment train.
Now, you both talked before about the range of emotions that audiences go through when they're watching the film, and I found that as well. But one of the things I really found about this film was those emotions came out because the film felt so natural that it felt like I was there in the valley on that day when it was happening. How did you get that natural feel to the film? Because that's rare these days in cinema.
Yeah, well, a magician never reveals their secrets, but I know exactly what you're speaking about. And every decision is a leap of faith, and you don't know if it's going to work. But I tell you what, when we started shooting this film in Tame's backyard. It was the backyard. The valley was informing all of our moves, all of our decision making, our entire schedule, and so it was we were deep in the valley, and the valley was speaking to us, and that's probably the truth, really, that all of these things happened because we weren't shooting in the West Auckland warehouse. We were shooting there with the people in the place where, on the 15th of October, these things happened and these things occurred. So we were in the natural timing of Ruatoki and Tūhoe, and that is deeply felt in the film.
Yeah, and that was really a big job, just really talking to the local people and trying to get the village people where I am, and to convince them to, hey, this is good. We need to tell our story.
Yeah.
So we had to kind of go through individual people or whānau, or just every part of the uruwera, and having this sort of different conversation with them. And what we're trying to put what the Tearepa proposed to do, or us trying to put this together.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, we've established that you've got some of the best actors in New Zealand to support Tame, but Cliff Curtis's performance in this film, to me, it's Oscar-worthy. Tell us a little bit about the casting and how you went about casting the rest of this film.
I like what you're saying, Dave, because we all feel the way, and everyone in New Zealand that's seen the film, and around the world that's seen the film, even in Busan, jaws are dropping everywhere because of the power of his performance and the power of everyone's performance. Simon was someone that I'd always wanted to work with. Simon Kessel. Ria Paki, who plays Officer Blake, was someone I met when she was 11 years old, and I was directing her on this tiny little kids' TV show. And she is a standout as Officer Blake. And then we have Roy Mata Fox, who's got family connections with Tūhoe. She did Cowboy Bebop and a raft of other big productions, but she jumped on board. And then we've got Jay Ryan and Manu Bennett. Manu Bennett was over in Iceland, ready to jump into another production when I gave him the call and said, I've got a part here for you. And as soon as he found out that Tame this was for Tame, he jumped on a plane and left this other gig. And I looked at other people to cast, because there's no way, we shot this film during COVID, that I thought he could get a quarantine pass. But everything happened for him. And Tame called him back home, and he delivers a big performance. Jay Ryan was awesome as Gallagher. So everyone was just so happy to be a part of this, and to give their best miles from home in Tame's backyard of Tūhoe.
Yeah. Well, it was amazing working with people with their craft.
Yeah.
And the caliber of Cliff Curtis and Manu Bennett and all of them is just, they are special people that know the things that they have to do to portray, the gift that
well, they
the best they can to the audience. And
Tame was there every day for every shoot and every scene on his quad bike, watching everybody. And so everyone walked off set knowing that if they didn't deliver their best, then Papa Tame's going to take them for a special bike ride on his quad.
Well, guys.
I didn't know that story.
Well, guys, we have run right out of time, and I don't want to keep you guys over time. So again, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today, and thank you again for making such an important film.
Thank you, Dave.
No problem. I'll let you guys go. Stay safe. Enjoy your stay in Australia.
Thank you.